Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Zachary Reality, and we are here to talk about last night's episode of The Bachelor. It was the hometown episode, so make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and hit subscribe. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about the episode. We're down to 4 girls left on the show. We have Juliana, Litia, Zoe, and of course, Dina. So Juliana's date was shown first. Big Italian family, Newton, Massachusetts. I really thought her family was great. She seemed really sweet. Obviously, she has some hesitations about really falling for Grant because she knows there's other girls in the process, but that's normal. I feel like we see that every season, and she did say to Grant that she's falling in love with him, and he said it to her, and that's the first girl that he said it to. So I already clocked on episode 3 that I thought Juliana was going to win this season. I think it just continues to prove that more and more. What's interesting is to see how it all unfolds. Like, what's going to happen with Latia? Like, how is that breakup going to go? This big tease of him not knowing 5 minutes before. Where do Juliana and Grant stand now? So there is a lot of questions I still have. And, I'm excited to see it play out. But it just becomes more obvious each week that Juliana is the clear winner. So I thought her hometown went great. And I was not surprised that she got a rose. The next hometown went to Zoe in New York City. Now, Zoe's a model. So she does a lot of photo shoots. And their date was a bridal photo shoot. It was just like a wedding. Like, literally, she put on a wedding dress. We've seen Bachelor dates like this before with the wedding dress, but usually it's like the producers picking it. It seems like it was like Zoe's idea, but Zoe commented in my TikTok saying that like it was a suggestion by the producers, because I think some people were like saying online that it was a little strange, like this photo shoot. Like, my take was that like she's trying to get like a great photo shoot in because she knows she's not going to win. She still hasn't had a one-on-one date until today, technically, right? So I just kind of thought that maybe she wanted to get this cool photo shoot in because she's not going to get one later. She's not going to actually marry this man, so might as well pretend to now. But I really like Zoe. I feel like she's getting more and more of a fun edit. Like, she's kind of getting like a ditzy edit where I feel like there is a lot to work with. So if she goes to Bachelor in Paradise, I feel like they could make her a much bigger character that is just funny, lovable, and someone that you can really laugh with and just like root for. I mean, she's stunning. She's gorgeous. We met her aunt and uncle. Great family. The normal questions came up. Zoe ended up getting a rose as well. I didn't expect her to make it this far, but started from the bottom and now she is here. We'll see what happens with Fantasy Suites, because I do expect Zoe to go home. Not next week, because next week is the Women Tell All, which we will get to, but I do expect Zoe to go home next week after the Women Tell All, so in 2 weeks. Next, our date was Latia, and it was in Wyoming. Afton, Wyoming. I really was hoping that it would be in Utah because she's Mormon. She lives in Salt Lake City, but they went to like her family's ranch in Wyoming, and the views were beautiful, like completely stunning. So much open air, horseback riding, so many people. I mean, there might have been like 40 people on Latia's date, and that is a lot of people. I kind of feel like it's too much. I feel like with hometowns, you only need like 4 to 6 key players. But I do think that sometimes these families get so excited that their family members on The Bachelor, that they all want to be there. They want to make it this big thing. It's a big barbecue. It just feels like a lot of pressure for Grant, or maybe it's less pressure because there's more people. So there's more going on. But he got to meet a lot of Latia's family, and it went really nice. They all seemed like lovely people. Grant was trying to imagine his life with Latia because she is Mormon and she's never dated someone who isn't Mormon. She says it's not like a deal breaker for her, but clearly there is some like religion that goes into it that might differentiate with his lifestyle. So I don't know what's going to happen between Litia and Grant. Obviously, I think he's going to break up with her, but is she going to be sad about it? Does she really like him? Does she really love him? I feel like she is saying she loves him to her family and that she's falling for him, but her big dilemma is that she probably won't be able to look at him the same way when he sleeps with other girls in the fantasy suites if he does. I mean, Litia told her family member that if he sleeps with other girls, like, it might be an issue for her because she's not going to do that. She's Mormon. She's not going to sleep with him potentially until it's just her, or maybe till marriage. I don't know. But it's going to bother her if she asks and wants to find out. I think Litia has 2 options here. She can either say something to him on this home date or hope that she gets the first one-on-one date next week for Fantasy Suites. She can either hope that and then tell him so that he knows that it's going to be like an issue for her, Or she could just never ask and not want to know and never ask because it's maybe not her business. I don't know. There's definitely blurry lines. I mean, a lot of people are already saying it could be a situation to Susie and Clayton, where Clayton, slept with Rachel and Gabby, and then his third date was Susie. And I feel like Susie's like regretted not speaking up sooner, that was going to be an issue for her or a deal breaker. So that's why I feel like Latia should either say something or not bring it up at all. So it might get messy next week. But the last one-on-one date went to Dina. They went to Chicago, Illinois. She's an attorney, and unfortunately, her family was not there. And I did some digging to find out why her family was not there. And basically, her dad is religious and just like didn't really know what the show was. He didn't agree with the process of like, you're going to get engaged in 2 weeks and there was 25 women and now there's 4. Like, her dad was just like really foreign to the process. He wasn't familiar with the show. And Dina says that she did a bad job preparing her family for the show. Like, maybe she just like didn't tell them in advance that like, hey, there could be this hometown. So when they got the call that there was going to be hometowns and that Dina made it just a few days before, I think her family was just like really scattered. And maybe originally they were wanting to do it, but then it just got confusing. She said that her mom is from Romania, did not want to be on TV. And, she does have 10 siblings. She's one of 11. So it's kind of confusing why there couldn't be at least one sibling there. But ultimately, it sounds like it was a family decision that they all talked about. And her family just didn't show up, but her friends did. So she had probably like 7 or 8 girls who are really close to her that showed up to meet Grant and support her. Ultimately, that could have been the deal breaker for Grant, but I think that he wasn't going to choose Dina anyway. It seems like kind of random to even put Dina in the top 4. I mean, I really thought it was going to be Alex, or I thought it was going to be Carolina at one point. Dina got the top 4 spot, and I really liked getting to know her more, and I can't wait to see what goes down at the Women Tell All, and, her talking more about that decision. But ultimately, like, her family's decision to not show up, I feel like it's a personal choice between her family. Like, who are we to judge? Like, if that's not their thing, then, like, it is what it is. And one other thing I was going to say about the hometowns is like during COVID for a few years, they like barely had hometowns. So now I feel like they're going all out with hometowns. So it was a great week. We're down to the final 3. And next week is the Women Tell All. So I'm so excited to see the Women Tell All. I did tweet some spoilers about the show. I did hear that Carolina's going to get into it with the girls. I heard specifically that Carolina got into it with a lot of girls. A lot of girls were jumping down her throat. A lot of the girls were talking to her. It seems like there could be 2 sides to the story after the Women Tell All comes out, but it doesn't seem like there might have been much resolution from what I'm hearing, and that she definitely got held to the fire, and there was a lot of drama, that she even walked off stage. Now, to clarify the truth, apparently she walked off stage during some type of commercial break. It seems to be iffy. And it was some type of break where the girls were supposed to check their makeup. And so the cameras were kind of down, but like they're still rolling all day. And apparently the cameras followed Carolina off stage and she was crying. And it's going to potentially be a mess for her. I don't know if she's going to get the redemption that she might have wanted. I don't know if she is going to be able to really get her point across and say what she needs to say and clear up any misconceptions about her. I will say that she kind of rubbed me the wrong way yesterday. I really don't want to talk about it, but like she did post like text messages on her Instagram story and with me, because she was texting me and I was texting her. I mean, I texted her, hey, how was the Women Tell All? And me and Carolina, we've been texting all season. Like, you guys know the backstory. I tweeted online after she texted me because she was telling me about it. I basically tweeted, someone walks off stage and you're not going to, you could probably guess who it is. And that really triggered her, which is why she posted our texts on her Instagram story and why she was calling me like dirty, LOL. She's like, get your bag. You're like the producers, not realizing we're real people. Like, she got really mad that I tweeted, someone walked off stage. And the tweet really wasn't to like make her look bad. Like, the tweet is that like, I want to give you guys some teases on what you guys can expect on the Women Tell All. And I was never going to reveal who told me that someone walked off stage. I didn't even say her name. I didn't say anyone's name who walked off stage. All I said was someone walked off stage. And you know what? I'm not saying it in a bad way. We'll watch the TV show and then we can judge for ourselves on what we see. That's the tease, is that it probably did not go well for Carolina. And I just felt rubbed the wrong way that she posted our text messages online. And I think she might have been wanting to teach me a lesson because she was a little upset that she thought I was like betraying her trust by tweeting that. But I wasn't saying her name. I feel like I'm a Bachelor reporter and she knows that. So it's like my job to talk about the show. And I just feel like she took that really personally and like wanted to get back at me. So you do you, girl. But like, I apologize for that tweet. I would have deleted it if she said it was an issue, but she was so quick to just like go, like post on her Instagram story and like expose herself as the source. So I don't want her to lose her, break her NDA or get her in trouble anymore. Girl, I was not trying to do that to you, girl. I was on your side. I was your friend all season. I was rooting for her all season. It is what it is. I really hope that we can be cool and that she gets back to me and we could just clear the air. I did not want any issues with her, but it seems like this really was the gist of it and that there was really no other big announcements. I did hear that Paradise is happening next month, so I do expect we'll get an announcement during after the final rose. So next week's Women's Hall, week after Fantasy Suites, week after is the finale. I think we'll get a Bachelor in Paradise cast announcement during Grant's after the final rose, and that the cast members are going to go film in April, and then we'll really get a good show going, right? If this one was boring for you guys, next season of Bachelor in Paradise is going to be great. So I can't wait to see who's going to be there. And of course, I will react and give you guys more updates as we go on. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and do not forget to hit subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.